Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Kalen, welcome back.
Thanks.
Welcome to the Perfect Movie Podcast, the podcast where we answer the question, is this a perfect movie? I'm Michael.
I'm Kalen.
And today, we're starting our Steven Spielberg summer series, where we watch Steven Spielberg movies because it's the summer, and that man makes movies that are big hits and often release in the summer.
Yes.
Steven Spielberg, here's my theory about him. Everybody knows him, right? You've seen his movies. Have you seen Jaws? Have you seen Indiana Jones? Have you seen Jurassic Park, which is our movie of the day? Steven Spielberg, I don't know if he's the best American filmmaker. We've been doing directors recently. We just did Scorsese and we just did the Coen brothers. But he's the quintessential American filmmaker because the way he can marry commerce and art seamlessly. He's like the packaged deal. You know, he's so sellable, so bankable, and he's usually making a quality product.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, this man from like whenever Jaws released, like 75, through Jurassic Park is just untouchable. Like every other movie he makes is the new most selling movie of all time.
And it's always a spectacle too. It's
For
like
sure.
you know you're going to watch quality when you see a Spielberg movie.
You go from Jaws, Close Encounters, in 3 Indiana Jones movies, and E.T.
Yeah.
Like all in a row?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And they're all like iconic films too.
Yeah.
It's like you think of E.T., that's like synonymous with the 90s, you know?
And Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
Commercialism.
Yeah. And then you think about Jurassic Park too. It's like all the merchandise. Like I had so many Jurassic Park toys growing up, and they had that little logo on the side of their leg or something. And it was just like, I don't know. They were quality products, and it's not like, I mean, it's not as big of a franchise as like Star Wars or something. But I feel like
It's getting up there,
Yeah.
honestly.
I feel like you said, the original Jurassic Parks there was a lot more soul to them, even though they were like a giant phenomenon, you know. And I think recently, we're starting to see with the Jurassic World and stuff, it's going down that same route that Star Wars did, unfortunately. But
Jurassic Park, the original, is a movie that is both great and loving and has some all-timer moments, and it's also a movie that lovingly pans over the merchandise display of the fake theme park that they're running,
Yeah.
which are all items that I'm sure you could buy for
Yep.
sale
they had like a T-Rex plushie.
as this movie released. So it's both those things,
Yeah.
and that's why Steven Spielberg is like the American filmmaker.
Absolutely.
Like he crosses the he makes the businessman happy,
Yeah.
and he makes the
He
consumer
makes the
happy.
audience happy too. Yeah. I want to talk a little bit about my relationship with this movie. I've probably seen the original Jurassic Park possibly 100 times in my life. I first watched this movie when I was like 4 or 5, and it absolutely blew my mind back then. And it kind of, I want to say it helped ignite my love for film in general, because I've just always loved watching movies. And also, I was really big into dinosaurs when I was younger. And I think there's something so like, I don't know, there's such a correlation between children and dinosaurs for whatever reason.
I was going to ask the question, does every boy have a dinosaur face?
I believe so.
Many of
Yeah.
them do, and I'm sure there are girls as well. But I certainly had a dinosaur face, and I feel like that's the prime way to watch Jurassic Park for the first time is a little too young, but because you love dinosaurs and it scares you a lot.
Yeah.
And it's also a lot of fun.
Well, I was kind of shocked, like looking back on it. Why my parents like allowed me to watch it? Like it's a very violent movie. You have like full on like severed arms and it's violent and it's scary, but again, it's like it's dinosaurs, and for whatever reason, that's okay. I guess
it's kind of educational. I guess
I just noticed your shirt and it's really sick.
It's a Bowser as Godzilla in the style of a Japanese poster,
like movie poster,
and then you have Mario, Peach, and Luigi reacting at the bottom.
That's pretty freaking sick. Anyways, yeah, should we jump right into it? Let's get into the performance test.
It was the performance of a lifetime.
Performance test is where we're going to talk about our favorite actors, scenes, characters, and moments. I feel like the center of the movie is Sam Neill as Grant.
Dr. Grant.
The paleontologist. If somehow you have never seen Jurassic Park, it's a story of a rich man who opens a theme park where he's reincarnated dinosaurs from old DNA.
Yeah.
And he invites a couple paleontologists, a mathematician played by Jeff Goldblum, and his grandkids as like a pre-opening tour to try to, create buzz and get their approval of the experts.
Yeah. Well, a quick funny thing about Sam Neill, I never knew he was British until like semi-recently. Just because I grew up watching these films, and he's just such an American guy. And
as an adult, I associate him more with
Event Horizon.
Event Horizon, which is quite a different turn, and he's British in that movie, so it sticks with me. Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see.
Chills.
So Sam Neill's the center of this movie, and we're going to return to, I think, what is a Spielberg just returning plot point is a reluctant fatherhood.
Yeah.
And Sam Neill doesn't like kids, and that's kind of his deal the whole movie, is he doesn't like kids. He gets invited on this mission. His wife, who is also a paleontologist and is played
I think it's girlfriend. I don't think they're ever married.
Girlfriend, played by Laura Dern.
Ellie.
Goes along with him on the mission, and she wants kids. He doesn't like kids. In the beginning of the movie is just him scaring the crap out of some 8-year-old who says,
"That doesn't look very scary. More like a giant turkey."
And he's like, "What if it rips you limb from limb, little boy?"
It's like disembowels you here.
That doesn't look very scary. More like a 6-foot turkey.
Turkey, huh? Oh, no. Okay. Try to imagine yourself in the Cretaceous period. You get your first look at this 6-foot turkey as you enter a clearing. He moves like a bird, lightly bobbing his head. And you keep still because you think that maybe his visual acuity is based on movement, like T-Rex, and he'll lose you if you don't move. But no, not Velociraptor. You stare at him, and he just stares right back. And that's when the attack comes, not from the front, but from the side. From the other two raptors, you didn't even know were there.
So, the only way is up for him as far as how he can treat children in his path. And, of course, he spends half the movie with Dr. Hammonds, or Mr. Hammonds, Mr. Billionaire, Santa Claus from the Christmas Carol.
Yeah, John Hammond's grandchildren.
Kris Kringle's grandkids.
Yeah, I think Sam Neill was great. He's definitely one of the most memorable characters. He's very, he's pretty one note as far as, any type of personality, but he's also, the voice of reason for a lot of the stuff going on. He's obviously, he loves dinosaurs, but at the same time, he's like, this is way too much power for man to have and to think that we can control this kind of thing. I love the reaction from him when he first sees the Brachiosaurus. He's just completely in awe, and then he finds out they have a T-Rex and he basically throws up on himself. He's like, what the hell? But yeah, great character.
We also have Jeff Goldblum.
Classic.
As Dr. Ian Malcolm. And I mean, rewatching this movie, I found it funny because it seems like when you really break it down, he's there, and he does have important lines, especially in the first half of the movie when we're more just discussing the idea of bringing dinosaurs back, and he has the life will find a way line.
He's got the whole chaos theory thing.
Yeah, and he's really being we man shouldn't be playing God, and that's what we're doing here.
Yeah,
is kind of his whole thing.
He's essentially the comic relief, though.
But then once the dinosaurs show up, the only thing he has to do is ask Grant if his girlfriend is available.
Yeah.
And then lie on a bed wounded for the rest of the movie. Yeah. It's like, and also throughout this movie, he's just clearly hitting on her from like the moment they meet.
He does a little water trick with his hand, and he's like caressing her and stuff. It's a little uncomfortable.
I just love that Steven Spielberg knew that his usefulness is gone as soon as he realizes he can't hook up with Laura Dern. She's done.
But I love the character of the rock star scientist. You know, he's kind of a radical dude, but he's cool and he's very intelligent.
It's pre-Iron Man.
Yeah, he's basically Tony Stark, which
Proto-Iron Man. Yeah. Not that he's super rich, but he has the like smarmy, dismissive, like he gets with the ladies, but also he's super intelligent.
Yeah.
Type of character, which I think is a Jeff Goldblum staple, and it's just Jeff Goldblum like doing his most
life finds a way
type of performance. Like,
I mean, the performance that he's done forever. But he's still just like, I mean, Ian Malcolm is just an iconic character in Jurassic Park. You think about Jurassic Park, you think about his character. So, and
that's
the
for sure.
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think if they should.
Condors. Condors are on the verge of extinction. If I was to create a flock of condors on this island, you wouldn't have anything to say.
No, hold on. This isn't some species that was obliterated by deforestation or the building of a dam. Dinosaurs had their shot, and nature selected them for extinction.
I simply don't understand this Luddite attitude, especially from a scientist. I mean, how can we stand in the light of discovery and not act?
Oh, what's so great about discovery? It's a violent, penetrative act that scars what it explores, what you call discovery. I call the rape of the natural world.
Laura Dern, she's pretty good. She conveys being scared very well. She's basically a scream queen in this. She doesn't do a lot of screaming, but she does a lot of running. She's also a gal that takes charge, and she's pretty brave, and she's much like Ellen Ripley from Aliens. And actually, there's a scene where she's trying to restart the generator. It was very alien-esque.
Yeah,
I thought.
Where she goes mano a mano with the Velociraptor, basically, for a little bit.
Yeah, it was pretty intense scene. Yeah.
But you know what? There's kids in this movie, and they're fine. Honestly, we're going to get into Jurassic Park 2 after this. Better kid characters than Jurassic Park 2.
Absolutely.
I didn't hate them, but they're serviceable. I especially like the daughter. The daughter's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm watching this as a child. You know, I put myself in their shoes a little bit. And I think from that aspect, that's why I don't hate them as much, because I was able to relate to them a little bit more. And in a time of my life, and now as an adult, I can more so appreciate their character and just kind of what they do for Dr. Grant, kind of that character development with him and all that stuff.
Okay, but what I really want to get here to talk about, which I'm kind of yada-yada-yadaing past this, is I want to give Wayne Knight his Oscar.
Yeah.
Like, please, somebody. I don't remember the guy's name that he meets up with, because the first time we meet Wayne Knight, he's like eating dinner and he's having a secret meeting.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, don't say my name. And he's like, oh, it's Devin.
No, he's
Devin's
like,
here, everybody.
Dobson. We got Dobson here.
You shouldn't use my name.
Dodson! Dodson! We've got Dodson here!
See, nobody cares. Nice hat.
If you don't know Wayne Knight, you might also know him as the chick Al's Toy Barn, the chicken man from Al's Toy Barn.
He's also in Seinfeld.
Wayne Knight cracks me up in this movie, and it's like a very like sloppily drawn, like classic cliche character of like the sloppy computer nerd.
Yeah, he's the IT guy.
But honestly, I associated with him the most of this whole movie.
Yeah.
His whole mantra is basically "fuck you, pay me."
Well, pretty much he's like anti-establishment, man.
Well, he tells Richard Attenborough, he's like, I'm the only guy that can run this whole system that's carrying your whole park. Maybe you should give me a raise. And he's like, I'm not going to have this conversation with you. And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to steal all this dino DNA and try to escape the island.
And try to get some moolah.
And get splatted on the face.
Probably one of the most iconic kills in movie history.
Yeah,
is
the dinosaur that splats
the poison stuff, the poison goo. I love the you didn't say the magic word.
You didn't say the magic word.
Please! God damn it! Hate this hacker crap.
Can we go back to the spitting dinosaur just for
Absolutely,
a second?
yeah.
Okay. There are many times in this movie where dinosaurs do things that don't make any sense. And it continues, it gets worse in Jurassic Park too.
Yes.
So somehow this dinosaur who splats Wayne Knight in the face as he gets out his vehicle, and the vehicle is all doors closed except for the driver's side door. And then he scrambles back to the driver's side door, gets in, and then the dino pops up in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it opened the door and then shut it behind it.
I always thought it was another dinosaur.
Okay, I suppose that's possible.
Yeah.
That tracks.
I always thought there was two.
Second point. So, dinosaur splats on Wayne Knight's face, right? Okay. All the dinosaurs, it's established, are ladies.
Yes.
Is this dino the original Hawk Tuah girl?
Insert clip.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
You gotta you gotta put the actual clip of it and then overlay Hawk 2 on it. And he gets spat on.
Stick. Yeah, look, stick, stupid. That's a stick, boy. Yes. You like your stick? Go on, get it. And no wonder you're extinct. I'm gonna run you over when I come back down.
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk too and spit on that thing. You get me?
Yeah. Yeah, Wayne Knight is great. Also, Samuel L. Jackson makes an appearance. Young Samuel L. Jackson.
Just precariously balancing a cigarette on his lips.
He didn't say motherfucker in this movie, but he says a lot of other stuff. He says hold on to your butt a couple times. He's great. He's just kind of there. He's also one of the IT guys, I guess, or something.
He's not Samuel L. yet, but I don't know how famous he is at this point, but the movie certainly knows. Like, this guy, he's got some charisma.
Yeah.
Gives him a little space to breathe.
Yeah.
This movie, I love the side characters, like those two guys, Wayne Knight and Samuel L., just showing up in the middle of the movie.
Well, what year did Pulp Fiction come out?
Make it for me. Certainly after this.
Yeah. And then he was also in Menace to Society. He was in Juice.
I think
which came a couple years before this. Yeah. He's been around.
Yeah, I don't think he's brand new at this point.
No. Yeah, I also love the hunter guy. He's great. He's got the clever girl line. It's very iconic. He's just kind of there too, and he kind of sucked. I was like, bro, you had the chance to shoot the Velociraptor in the face, and you didn't take it.
Bob Peck. We also get a hunter character in Jurassic Park 2, and let me tell you, I don't think the writer of this movie knows much about hunting.
No, they don't do a lot of hunting.
Their tactics seem a little iffy.
Well, he was like, I'm going to shoot this thing with a shotgun, like point blank. I was like, that's not really hunting, but I guess. Do what you got to do, man.
Pole.
But I guess he was like, I don't really understand what kind of character he was. He was just like the game preserve character, like he was... Like a ranger or something, like a park ranger. I don't know.
It's funny. I never know who you call in to be an expert in a Jurassic Park scenario. Like, who's going to know the most?
Well, it would be like people who work with elephants or like a big game out in Africa or something.
I suppose, and that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Real Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, with them high-ass khaki shorts. Yeah. He was dripped out for sure.
In this movie, I think it goes Jaws method.
Yeah.
For the first half, we don't see a lot of dinosaurs. It's withholding the dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs are.
Besides the Brachiosaurus, you see a full shot of that. But
that's true, but I think even before that, there's one kill that we see is when they're feeding the Velociraptor.
Oh no, they're trying to get the Velociraptor in the pen.
Yeah.
In the intro,
they're loading into the pen. Yes.
Yeah.
And a man gets dragged away, like very.
That scene used to scare the absolute dog shit out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I used to skip through that scene.
Yeah, I think that, and when the Hunter Man returns to the pen.
Yeah.
With the clever girl section.
Yeah.
So scary. The Raptors were the most scary of anything.
They're so awesome. Yeah.
The T-Rex is more awesome to me.
Yes.
And it's scary too, but you don't want to be alone with the Raptors.
They
can get everywhere.
I want to save the T-Rex scene because I think that deserves like majority of It's an Art section.
Sure. So should we get into It's an Art? Do we have any more?
No, I think this cast is just iconic, and this is a very quotable movie too. There was a time in my life where I probably could quote the entire film, but yeah, it's just they're just so memorable, and I think that's what's sorely lacking in all the other Jurassic Park films is the characters, and even like the first Jurassic World. I know you had Chris Pratt and everything, but you just don't give a fuck. You just don't care about these people. They don't feel real. These characters in this original Jurassic Park felt very grounded, felt like real people for the most part. At least the scientists did, and I think that I don't know. There's just something so magical about the original Jurassic Park. It's kind of hard to put into words, but the characters really help with that. Yeah. So let's move on.
Shall I move along to It's an Art, Bro, where we're going to talk about special effects, certainly in this movie.
Absolutely.
Music, all the sort of filmmaking process things. So, Kaylin, where do you want to start?
What's this?
It's an art project.
Okay, I like it. Picasso. Yeah, that way.
Let's jump off with the special effects. This was a groundbreaking film.
Yep.
It is one of the first films to fully utilize CGI, and it looks incredible still to this day. There's a little bit of, like, this recent watch through is a little iffy. Yeah. Some parts, the Brachiosaurus intro was a little wonky. It looked a little dated, but the T-Rex scene is probably undefeated as far as like the atmosphere of that whole scene. It just blends so seamlessly with the animatronics. That's another big thing. There's a lot of use of animatronics in this. They put a lot of work in this film. And it actually went through somewhat of like a development hell when they first were creating it. I know they initially wanted to do stop motion for the dinosaurs. And then they were like, oh no, well, let's try out the computer animated kind of stuff. And they went with it and they improvised a little bit, and it looks incredible, especially for the time. So yeah, awesome.
Yeah, this was not the first use of computer-generated effects, but it certainly embraced it in a way that hadn't really happened before. So I think this movie, it's a testament to it that it lasts, because the thing that usually you lose first is the spectacle.
Yeah.
In a movie. Special effects get dated. Things don't look as good anymore. And certainly you can tell things have moved on since then as far as special effects go. But
for sure,
it's still a movie that I think holds up, despite the fact that one of the main draws of it at release was that it was this new groundbreaking thing, and it was doing this golden idea, which is, what if we brought dinosaurs back into the modern world?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a great concept.
Yeah.
To boot.
I think it should be said that this is based on a book by Michael Crichton.
Mm-hmm.
I've read the book before. It's actually a lot more horror oriented, and a lot of that is missing from the film. But I think it translated very well for the most part.
Since we're talking Steven Spielberg, and Steven Spielberg is the crossroads of commerce,
yeah,
and art, let's talk about the branding.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the logo is iconic in itself. The logo of Jurassic Park with the T-Rex skeleton and the red.
Yeah.
But then, and it's like, I can never tell. I think the next movie I can tell a little more, where they're like, this might be a toy.
Yeah.
later, but we have our little Jurassic Park branded Jeeps and vehicles
Yeah.
that everybody hops in.
Yep. They look like toys. Yeah.
That I'm sure were sold as toys. Like, I bet I even own a Jurassic Park Jeep at some point.
Sure.
It's pretty seamless. Like, there is the one scene where Hammond's like crying in his like empty ballroom or whatever, and it pans from the one side, which is just the sales wall of like the empty lobby,
yeah,
and then pans over, so you see like your Jurassic Park lunchbox, your Jurassic Park T-shirts, your Jurassic Park plushies.
Yeah,
you see it all, and it's all right there.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because it's like his initial idea or plan, he wanted it to be like Disneyland, basically. I know they mentioned like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and then Jeff Goldblum has that great line. He was like, "Well, the pirates don't come out and eat everybody," or whatever. He wanted it to be a theme park and wanted it to be for kids, and obviously that went left. But yeah.
So, do you remember the scene where everybody's sitting around in a round table having dinner, and there's all these projectors shooting out while they argue about whether it's a good thing to bring dinosaurs back to life?
Yeah.
And there's just like projectors shooting every which way in this room. I feel like that scene spawned J.J. Abrams' whole career. He was like, this is what Steven Spielberg movies look like, and I'm only doing that from now on.
Yeah.
Just lens flares, shoot lights at the camera.
Oh, J.J.
And I just really appreciate the pacing of this movie. Some would argue it's too slow. In fact, I have something I'll bring out in the next episode. That certainly some people felt that way. But I like how this movie takes its time to get there. And then when you get there, it starts out being a majestic thing. It's like, oh my God, dinosaurs. Yeah. Look at them. Aren't they great? And then it comes crashing down on you.
Yeah.
And it takes its time for you get to feel both. Jurassic Park 2, the majesty is gone. It's just like, the dinos are there and they're going to eat you, kid.
They're fucking monsters. Run!
Yeah. Like, we never get the Brontosaurus moment where there's two Brontosaurus moments that are great. There's the original meeting, and then that's when Grant and the kids are up in the tree.
Yeah.
And they come...
And they get sneezed on.
Eating nearby. And let me tell you, Steven Spielberg loves getting people sneezed, splooged on the face, hosed with things. I'm thinking of, what is it, Temple of Doom, when the elephant sprays the blonde lady?
Yep.
I'm noting it.
A little sus.
I'm noting this. Let's keep watching Steven Spielberg movies, and we'll see if this comes back as often as bare feet in
Tarantino films.
Tarantino films.
This is Spielberg's Tarantino.
Every director, you got to find the fetish, you know?
Yeah, the dinosaurs are awesome in this, and they really did bring these creatures to life. It's not very scientifically accurate, a lot of it. I think they pretty much realized most dinosaurs had feathers, I think.
I think it was scientific fact, but still a little more debated at this
time.
But we continue making Jurassic World movies now that
look like the original dinosaurs from the...
it's totally scientifically effective that they were basically all covered with feathers, but who cares? They look cooler this way.
They look awesome. And
like the kid said, that doesn't sound very scary.
No, it doesn't. Little fluffy thing running at you. Nah, that's not scary. But this was like...
Say that until it's mano-a-mano with an emu, and then you're done.
Well, I mean, this was also like at the cusp of like a scientific breakthrough with dinosaurs in general, where it was like, we're realizing that these things aren't giant lizards and that they're birds. Mm-hmm. And I think that was like, they were able to translate that very well, because they don't look like your stereotypical dinosaurs from like the early 1900s. They weren't is bipedal, like using their tail as a brace for them. You know what I mean? So yeah, we moved away from that. They're more bird-like. They're a lot more agile. It's just pretty awesome, and it makes the T-Rex 10 times scarier. And I want to talk a little bit about the T-Rex scene, because that's probably my favorite scene of all of cinema. The lead up to that scene and the build up is so tense, and the atmosphere is incredible. It's raining. It's dark. You don't fully see the entire T-Rex the entire time. When it does appear, it's still shrouded in darkness, and I think that's what elevated the CGI bits of it. Because once you get into the later half of the movie and you start seeing dinosaurs in broad daylight, It looks a little wonky, but they were able to use lighting to their advantage in this, and and the sound design is amazing. The roar of the T-Rex, it's like a mixture between an elephant and a tiger, and they did a bunch of different stuff where they merged all these sounds together, and they were able to make such an iconic sound. And yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's the centerpiece scene of the whole movie. I think if you think of the Jurassic Park franchise, that's 1A on the list of things you think of is that scene. Which is funny because the next 40 minutes of the movie are mostly dedicated to velociraptors chasing people around, which have good scenes in their own. Like the velociraptor kitchen scene.
Yeah.
Really excellent. But this is why it was good that we built to this.
Yeah.
Because when we get the moment, it is all worth it when we first see the T-Rex and it attacks and things have finally gone haywire on this island before everything has gone basically to plan.
Well, I think like you were saying, it's a great transition between that awe and then the terror aspect where it's it merges those two completely in that scene where it's when the T-Rex comes out and you finally see it and it roars, it's so awesome looking, but it's terrifying too. And so you're transitioning into this, all right, this is going to be a horror film for the next, the rest of the movie. Yeah. I just thought they blended that very well.
What do you think the lawyer's plan was when he ran into the porta potty?
Well, he was going to hide.
It worked so well.
Oh yeah, we forgot about that guy.
There's a lawyer, but everybody hates lawyers.
I didn't think he was that bad of a guy. Obviously, he just, he wants his money. He was like, "Oh, this is going to make us millions."
He's like, "What can we talk about the merchandising opportunities?"
He's just a guy, though. Come on, man.
He got aided.
He did.
He's dinner now.
Yeah, he got munched up.
I feel like T-Rexes have notoriously tiny hands, but I feel like is people finger food for is it like a little chicken nugget? Like one person is not a meal for a T-Rex? Or do you think they're good?
I would be more inclined to think that a T-Rex probably wouldn't bother with us. You know what I mean? They also think that the T-Rex might have been a scavenger too. It might not have hunted because its proportions are so bizarre.
Yeah.
It's got this giant head with these tiny little arms. What is it supposed to do? You know what I mean? If it does catch a prey, I don't know. There's not much it can do with it other than rip it apart with his jaws. I don't know.
Yeah,
T-Rexes are weird. If you look at a T-Rex, it's a fucking weird creature.
It seems like if it swings around too wildly, it just kind of falls over.
Yeah, what are the uses of its little hands? I almost wonder. It's did we even correctly do the correct anatomy on these creatures?
Because
you know what I mean?
What is it? There's the three. There's the Diplodocus, the Apatosaurus, and the Brontosaurus.
Yeah.
And one of them was never actually a real dinosaur.
The Brontosaurus was
and
not
later
real.
they figured out they were just putting together bones from other dinosaurs wrong and making.
Yeah. I mean, it's because most of the time they don't ever find a complete skeleton. I don't think they've ever found a complete skeleton of a dinosaur. Number one, because their bones were, it's millions of years ago, and they're so brittle. And it's yeah.
You know how people are always fighting about Star Wars lore? I think I'm going to become a dinosaur lore guy and just fight for whatever I think is cooler.
Yeah.
But no, they weren't scavengers. T-Rexes hunted, dummy.
Well, you ever heard of the Bone Wars? That was a thing that happened in the early 1900s when they were finding dinosaurs everywhere, and they were everybody was fighting over where to find them and how to get them, and yeah. So it's basically that was Star Wars in the 1900s.
All comes back to Star Wars.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg, good friend of George Lucas.
Oh my God. Has he seen Red Tails? Could have used a couple more black characters in this Jurassic Park here.
Well, he fixed that in the next movie.
Black child? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
What does Dodgeball say? He's like, do you see any family resemblance?
Racist. Dodgeball. I love how you just call him Dodgeball. Okay.
It's fun. Should we move on to, hey, what are you trying to say?
Yeah.
I'm just wondering about the color. It seems kind of dark. I wonder if I could have a lighter color, maybe a light blue or something.
So what are you saying? You saying I don't know colors? I don't know anything about suits? What, I just came off the street? I was some unemployed guy begging for money on the corner, and they threw me in here to try to fit people? You don't think I know anything about suits? Oh, no, let's go that color? Is that what you're saying?
You think the dark then?
Yeah, I think the dark.
Okay.
So, I quickly want to talk about John Hammond's character, because I think we kind of brushed over it just a little bit. He's essentially the villain.
But the movie doesn't treat him that way.
No. And he doesn't see himself as that, obviously. He and he's not evil per se, and he's just a man that's blinded by his own ambition, essentially. And then also, he's the spare no expense guy. He's got a lot of moolah, and he's basically a charlatan. And he talks about that, how he created circus, and what flea circuses are. That it's a fucking sham. So I mean, yeah, he's a snake oil salesman essentially.
Is John Hammond just Steven Spielberg because he's just like, I just want to put on a show for everybody and make them happy? As he sits in the corner.
Yeah.
And then he realizes his work is destroying people.
Yeah. Much like George Lucas there, buddy. Yeah.
I don't think he learned his lesson if that's the case, because then he made Ready Player One.
Mm-hmm. Where he's like, let's just bring everything in this movie. Let's put all the things.
This is the first movie I've ever called content.
It's basically Fortnite, the movie.
They do just they're like, let's drop into the final battle of Ready Player One. Okay, this is not a Ready Player One podcast. Should we do a Ready Player One
I feel
episode?
like we should. Why not?
Maybe one day. But that means I have to watch it again.
Oh,
God. That sounds terrible. Life finds a way. Conservatism. Jurassic Park movies are generally like, oh, why don't we save the wild, save the species? You can draw those lines that when people are talking about dinosaurs to endangered species in Africa or whatever.
Deforestation.
Yeah.
Commercialization of nature, basically.
Or responsible, because even in the 90s, cloning was a real thing.
Yeah.
Dolly the sheep, which is the most famous cloned animal, but far from the first one, is around that time.
Cloning is still a thing. I heard they're trying to bring back the mammoth, which could be cool. It's a fluffy elephant. Why not? They don't eat people. I'm cool with that.
We could bring back the mammoth.
But then also it's like that leads into real Jurassic Park, where it's like, okay, when are we bringing back the T-Rex?
When are we bringing back the cavemen?
Oh, God. There's already cavemen.
They're in Geico commercials.
They wear red hats that say, Make America Great Again.
How dare you? He was shot, Kaylin.
Oh, sorry about that, guy. Sorry. I guess I can't go on tour with Jack Black here.
Voice of Claptrap in the hit movie Borderlands.
Voice of Kung Fu Panda in the hit movie Kung Fu Panda 5.
Soon to be. Kung Fu Panda 4.
Oh, shit.
Is our most recent release, Kaylin. You're wish casting.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait for Kung Fu Panda 5, man. I'm already speculating. Is he going to fight another animal?
Will he still be fat?
That's his whole character.
I already burned my other note for Hey, what are you trying to say? Which is Steven Spielberg believes in the comedic power of people getting gooped on.
That needs to be your Letterboxd review.
5 stars. Great movie. It's like the Freddy Got Fingered of
Freddy Got Gooped
of dinosaur movies. Okay, this or the Whoopi Goldberg movie. What is it? Inspector.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the singing movie.
That's Sister Act. Oh. No, Inspector Dinosaur Rex.
What is it? Jerry Rex, or it's Ted Rex, or some stupid fucking thing. There was another movie with like weird dinosaur suit people, and they had the little baby T-Rex, and he was like in his little high chair, and he was doing this little thing. He was like dancing.
You're talking about Land Before Time?
No, that's a sad movie. It's a really sad movie.
There's like 8.
It's like Bambi, but for dinosaurs. Anyways, hey, what are you trying to say? We covered a couple things. I think also the dangers of us trying to play God. I would say in real life, our closest thing we have to Jurassic Park is probably AI. That's some scary fucking shit.
Are you playing God?
We're playing God. We're creating
I guess when I play God, I just want
sentient being.
I just want funny images. Back at
you just want memes? You don't want artificial intelligence.
I forget, what was it, Dolly, the first really, really terrible image generator that would do the quad box of the 4 images?
Yeah,
because I did Mario and Luigi on
Those
January
were hilarious,
6th.
yeah. And now we have video AI, where you can literally make a video of Biden saying, I want to drop a nuke on fucking Russia.
This will be great.
Yeah.
This won't go bad.
No, not at all.
Did you see the guy at the
Pandora's
Olympic Games
box.
that is dressed like Kim Jong-un and waving at at North Korean athletes?
No, because I don't believe anything anymore. It could be an AI photo.
You think it's an AI photo of Kim Jong-un?
It might be at the Olympics. That would be great.
Theodore Rex is the movie we were trying to talk about.
Rex.
Theodore Rex.
I knew it was a name in Rex.
It was. You were like, Dan Rex?
Dan Rex.
Donald Rex?
Daryl Rex.
Daryl Rex.
It's a black T-Rex.
I was thinking of Daryl from Walking Dead, which is about as far from a black man as you can get.
Oh my god, a T-Rex with a fucking...
with a racist brother?
I was going to say with a crossbow. Would be sick. Oh, zombie dinosaurs would be awesome.
Hold on. Get the phone. Get the bad phone.
Steven Spielberg! I have a great idea.
It's like the famous aliens meeting, but instead of writing a $sign in front of you just write zombie in front of dinosaur.
It's Jurassic Dead.
I'm pretty sure zombie dinosaurs is in that white snow. You know, the Nazi.
They have
alt history
dinosaurs
movie?
in that movie?
I think there's dinosaurs in that movie.
No way.
I'm pretty sure.
I would call it...
I mean, that movie was made for $6 in a pack of meth.
All right, call it Extinction.
65, Adam's Driver.
Oh, yeah. That terrible movie. I forgot all about that one.
Name other movies with dinosaurs. Okay, wait.
Carnosaur or Carnivore? What is that shit called? There was a really shitty movie it was like a Jurassic Park ripoff from the 90s. And they had animatronic. Or not animatronic.
Godzilla 98, because that Godzilla just looks like an oversized T-Rex.
Yeah, and I think that's what they were going for. They saw Jurassic Park and they're like, oh, let's make a fucking Godzilla.
Lost World.
There's really not a lot of movies with dinosaurs.
No.
Disney Dinosaur. I loved that movie growing up. You ever seen
Dinosaur, the movie?
Yeah, Disney Dinosaur.
Dinosaur, the movie experience.
Yeah.
Wait until we get the live-action reboot of that movie.
Have you ever seen the show Primal by Gennady Tartakovsky? No. He's the creator of Samurai Jack, and he made that Clone Wars show.
Mm-hmm.
It's on HBO, and it's fucking awesome. It's a caveman that rides a fucking T-Rex, and he has a spear, and he's just killing shit, and it's glorious. You should check it out. And each episode's like 12 minutes. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. I can't think of anything else that has dinosaurs.
No, dinosaurs are still special.
Yeah. Are they?
The Meg 2, because at the beginning of the Meg 2...
Oh, you have a T-Rex fighting...
A T-Rex gets eaten by Megalodon.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's enough.
The Jurassic World movies are terrible.
Those have dinosaurs in them. They have the most dinosaurs ever.
They brought back Laura Dern.
We fit so many dinosaurs in this movie. Aren't you excited? Look, it's Chris Pratt.
Isn't he funny?
That's Mario.
That's Quill from Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's that fat guy from Parks and Rec.
He's not fat anymore.
He's not.
He's really buff
now.
He's also a Minnesotan.
He was more than he wasn't fat. He was just a little doughy.
He's a little big boned.
He was Midwestern standard, really.
Yeah, honestly, if you look at me right now, I'm pretty fucked up.
Kalen, you look great.
Thanks.
Shall we move along and let the hate flow through you?
Yeah.
Good. Use your aggressive feelings, boy. Let the hate flow through you.
First complaint, too woke, the dinosaurs were all girls. All girl dinosaurs? Are you kidding me?
Come on, man.
No representation for boy dinosaurs?
No white male dinosaurs?
This is white cancellation.
Yeah. And they had that one black guy in the movie. It was too woke.
Well, good thing they killed him off screen.
Yeah. Fucking...
And if the dinosaurs didn't get him, the cigarettes would have eventually.
He was chain smoking like a motherfucker.
Smoking them down to the bone.
That whole room was just smoking all the time. I just imagine it smelled like weed.
Well, he smokes a lot of cigarettes, but he doesn't like filth because he's like, look at this damn workstation, and slaps all of Wayne Knight's pizza boxes onto the floor.
Like a pigsty. Get that shit out of my face.
Give me my wallet. It's the one that says bad motherfucker on it.
Royale with cheese.
I'm trying to be the shepherd.
That is a great line. That's a great scene.
There's a lot of how did that dino get there? If you really think about it, I'm thinking the biggest sin is the very end where the T-Rex
is like tiptoes in. Yeah.
Into this mausoleum that's like, well, it's the central lobby of the whole thing, and it's like there's only 4 like, you know, like normal human-sized entrances to this building. I assume.
Well, I'm like, did he break through the wall?
Yeah.
He's just in there. But then you wouldn't get that iconic shot at the end with the
banner and everything
coming down and the T-Rex roaring.
The Velociraptors just kind of they start opening doors. They're like, good thing they can't open doors.
Well, that's
cut to a Velociraptor.
That's because they're
going,
intelligent. They're intelligente.
They're smart. It's just it was a comedy line the way they did it, because they're like, good thing this doesn't open doors. Cut to a dinosaur eyeballing through a window of the door, like tapping the handle.
You hear the keys jiggling.
I wish we need to do like a Jurassic Park dub where we do little voices over the Velociraptors, like, come here, little girl.
What are you guys doing in here? They have just Midwest accents.
they really kind of just like saunter around peering at people.
Hey, what you guys doing tonight here?
Yeah, how scary a Velociraptor side-eyeing you through like the kitchen window?
Yeah,
is like that was very scary when I was 7, and it's come back around to be hilarious.
It was a great scene, though.
It's still a great scene.
Yeah, I will say there's one gripe. Sam Neill like grabs a handful of that girl's ass. I don't know if you noticed that.
But in that scene, hold on. Oh yeah, but pause. In that scene, do you know the other famous note about that scene? Because it's the scene where they're pulling her into the ceiling.
Yeah.
As she escapes the kitchen and the Velociraptor jumps after her. That is a stunt woman, and when she looks up, they digitally replaced her face and plastered it over of the actor.
I didn't notice that.
So he's grabbing of age butt.
Okay. He still grabbed like a handful though. Like he still,
and it's probably another stunt person helping him up.
Oh, well,
honestly,
he went for it.
Whoever did took advantage of the situation. That's for dang sure. Because there's a lady helping on the other side, and she goes more upper thigh.
Yeah,
and he's just like,
you know? I don't know that scene. Even as a kid, I was like,
"Whoa, fistful,
fistful of dollars."
As soon as they realize, as soon as Jeff Goldblum realizes he can't have sex on this island,
he taps out.
He's out of this movie. Not a complaint, just funny to notice in hindsight.
But he still was looking sexy.
Because it's like literally the scene where he's like, "Wait, is what's her name spoken for?"
And then he's just like,
and Grant's like, yeah. And he's like, oh. And then immediately, done.
But, yeah, he has that infamous scene where he's laying on the bed and he's got his shirt open. Mm-hmm. And it's very reminiscent to the David and God painting. It's hilarious looking back on that. I saw that the other day and I was like, that is funny. That is such an odd choice to put that in there. The one for the ladies, maybe? I don't know. I love that scene.
It's a good one. And sometimes I reverse and then play back and then go back.
Have you ever seen The Fly?
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
Jeff Goldblum turns into a fly.
He does.
Messed up movie. I watched that at 3:00 in the afternoon with my roommate next to me, and he was like, dude, I will never watch that movie again.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. Great special effects. Yeah.
They killed Samuel off screen, which as our only minority, I feel like is disrespectful.
Yeah.
That wouldn't fly today, Steven Spielberg.
Try that again.
Steven Spielberg, you can't do that.
Well, I can't stand that Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg doesn't want to be black.
He says the N-word all the time.
Quentin Tarantino thinks he is. And he makes women get their feet out.
Steven Spielberg likes to see people get splooged on.
All right, is that the end of our Jurassic Park review?
We got to answer the question, though, guy.
Oh, yeah. Let's ask our final question.
We haven't done this in a long time. We kind of forget.
Is this Spark movie?
You lost a baby brother. Perfect in every way. I had a baby brother. I had a little baby brother. And he was perfect. Perfect in every way.
We're putting it on the list.
Absolutely.
Rubber stamp it. Send it.
If you don't think Jurassic Park is a perfect movie, I don't know what planet you live on. You might be one of the aliens there, buddy.
Planet dumb.
This is a classic. It might be a masterpiece. Certified hood classic for sure.
Yeah.
It's iconic. It's a timeless film. There's really not much to say regarding it. If you haven't seen Jurassic Park, where the hell are you?
Those people, they're out there.
North Korea?
They're mostly in North Korea. Do you think Jurassic Park is blocked in North Korea?
Oh, absolutely.
Because the dinosaurs kind of win?
Well, it's because it's got Western progressive themes. It's too woke.
Mm.
You know, there's John Hammond doesn't win at the end. You know, he's much like Kim Jong-un.
Yeah. I'm not really tracking with you, but...
yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of riffing here.
This is good.
I say all this to say Jurassic Park is a perfect movie. And if you haven't seen Jurassic Park...
Smuggle it into North Korea and show it to your friends.
And then their whole family will get murdered. Executed.
Is it worth it to risk your life to watch Jurassic Park?
I bet Kim Jong-un has seen Jurassic Park, though. He's got like...
I bet that's his favorite
He's
movie.
got like the internet block off on his stuff. He's got full-on Google.
I bet he's got the Jeep.
Probably.
He's probably sitting on the floor, hands and knees, going... and he's like holding the dinosaur.
He's like, dinosaurs, so funny.
Bring me chicken.
No, he likes cheese. He's really into cheese.
I imagine he's just like an infant that everybody takes care of.
They're like, oh, he needs his cheese again. Go give him his cheese.
He must be so blocked up.
Oh, yeah.
Just eating cheese
Just
all the
eating
time?
cheese and watching basketball all day.
It's the life of a Wisconsinite. He should move to Wisconsin.
Dennis Rodman is like his little like imp. He's got him on a
got-
I shouldn't say on a chain, but
He's got Channing Tatum at the end of This Is the End style.
Yeah.
Got him Gimp style on the side.
Anyways, Jurassic Park, great movie. You need to watch it if you haven't. It's like, I don't know. It's one of those movies where it's like, if you were going to watch films, that's one of the ones that needs to be on your list.
You know what? I never mentioned, and I'm sorry, I could just cut you off.
No, you're good.
But this is important. The music in this movie.
Oh my God,
is amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking John Williams
score.
Yeah,
and the Jurassic Park theme is amazing.
Yeah,
it's a certified banger. Yeah. I always think of the ba-na-na-na-na. That's the part. All right, good. I don't have to put the clip in. Risk the copyright strike. What if it gets copyright strike just based on that vocal rendition?
I mean, I
You're
would
so
take that. I
skilled.
would take that as a compliment.
But I meant to do this before the end of our art segment, but the music in this is amazing, and it's just another level, like, certified classic score, which is so important to the tone and theme. And it's just this tightly coiled classic package of many skilled people: Steven Spielberg, John Williams, an all-time composer, Michael Crichton, a prolific book writer.
Yes.
Author, book writer. I know English. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. Speaking
Speaking of certified hood classic, I feel like somebody needs to input like the spared no expense into like a rap song.
I've spared no expense. Yeah, for sure.
And then beat drop. That'd be pretty sick.
Top of the line.
So yeah.
I respect the kid that after returning from marching around the forests of the Jurassic Park and nearly dying, he's like, I'm just going to eat 6,000 calories of cake.
Well, he did get electrocuted, so all the
That was so funny. I forgot about that. I forgot that he doesn't let go, and then he gets absolutely yeeted. like 40 feet.
He definitely should have died.
Yeah, or like had some long-lasting effects from absorbing
But
that
he just
much.
got really hungry. I guess it's like the equivalent to smoking weed. You just get really munchy after you
You get
electrocuted.
fried, and then you eat a bunch of sweets.
Yeah.
Been there before.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Jurassic Park. It's on the list. Rubber stamp it. Jurassic Park 2. That's next episode.
Join us next week. where we talk about a worse version of Jurassic Park.
Hey, have you seen Jurassic Park? What if it's just less good? Tune in next week.
Bye.
Don't get cheap on me, Dodson.
You shouldn't use my name.
Dodson here. We got Dodson here. Nice hat. Nice hat. Dodson here. Dodson here. We got Dodson here. Nice hat. Nice hat. Dodson here. You gotta give me the time. I did a test run on this thing. It took me 20 minutes. I thought it could maybe push to 18, but you gotta give me at least 15 minutes. Give me the 15 minutes. Nice hat. Nice hat. Dodson here. Dick, stupid. No wonder you're extinct. Trying to look like a secret agent. Dodson here. We got Dodson here. Dodson here. We got Dodson here. Dodson here. We got Dodson here. Dodson here. Dodson here. Nobody cares.